Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the KMN 1971, back with my monthly comic book haul. It's been a little over a month, and I have about 28 books to show off, so let's just jump right on in. So, kicking it off this month, we have Geiger number one, the hot book from last week. Big Jeff Johns fan, big Gary Frank fan, so this was a no-brainer for me, and this did not disappoint. Instantly added it onto my pull list. Another big Image release as of lately, Nocterra number one, and this was my favorite read from Scott Snyder since at least Batman Endgame. Um, really impressed. Tony S. Daniels' best artwork I've seen from him in a while. Not that he ever really disappoints, but he really took his time with this artwork. And once again, added onto my pull list. Oh, and that's the 1 in 25 Jorge Jimenez variant, who I've become a very big fan of as of lately, thanks to his run on Justice League and Batman as of recently. Here we have Berserker number one, another 1 in 25 variant. I guess this book is kind of become hot again because it's being optioned for a film on Netflix and an animation series or specials. So I really like the read, actually. So looking forward to issue number two. Let's see, what else do we have? Darth Vader number three. Run filler. I just ended up picking up on this volume on the recent story arc Into the Fire, so wanted to pick up the other issues too. So pick that up at cover price. What do we have? Strange Academy number one, second print. Not the first appearance of any of these characters, but a cool variant cover. I don't know, like, I can see if you just got into the hobby, but if you've been in this hobby for a long time and you're in your like 30s, 40s, 50s, and somehow you've been conned into thinking that a second print is a first appearance if it shares the same numbering, I don't know, man. I mean, when did that happen? It boggles my mind when I see people showing off Darth Vader number three, the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, fourth print, or how the second printing of Marvel Point One, the first appearance of Kamala Khan, actually goes for more than the first print. A reprint has always been a reprint. It reprints previously published material. That's why reprints have always been pretty much worthless for most, at least from a collector's standpoint, not from a reading standpoint, for most of my years in this hobby. The first reprint I ever remember being worth any value was Batman 608, which had that iconic Jim Lee cover. So I can see a reprint going for a little something something for that reason in that context. But as far as thinking that you have a first appearance, it just goes against decades of precedence. Anyway, buy what you want. I love reprints. Marvel Tales, number 150. Some of these Marvel Tales hold a little value. So this is the first, this reprints the first appearance of the Sinister Six from Amazing Spider-Man Annual number one. Marvel Tales, number 152, which reprints the first appearance of the Green Goblin. And Marvel Tales number 192, which contains the famous death of Gwen Stacy and Green Goblin all in one issue. So, very cool. Not a reprint, but kind of sort of. We have the official Marvel Index to the Amazing Spider-Man number one from the 1980s. Really cool John Byrne cover, but the reason I picked it up was for this. And I've actually been searching for this book in the wild for the last couple of years. This features the unused cover for Amazing Fantasy number 15 by Steve Ditko. Now, I know Marvel has already used this image, after this, actually, for Amazing Spider-Man number 700, the variant cover, I believe. But this is a much cheaper option, and I don't think a lot of people in the community know about it. So, and this was the first time that this image was actually first published. So, very cool for Spider-Man fans. How would you not want to have that in your collection? I think you can still, I paid $5 for it, but I think you can still get this for under 10 on eBay. Brute Force, number one, just a cheap $3 spec book. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures, number 9. This features the first appearance of the Chameleon, I believe, and it's also an homage to the Raphael one-shot issue from the 1980s, which is pretty cool. DC Comics Presents number 41, which features a Joker and Superman team up, but unfortunately there is a little bit of tear at the bottom cover, which I didn't notice, but placeholder for now. Make some room. I have my second copy of Justice League of America, number 110, which features the second appearance of John Stewart. And you know how it is. I have a feeling this book might take off after the Green Lantern Corps or the Green Lantern show on HBO Max drops. And you know how it is. Jon Stewart's first appearance is already kind of popped. It'll pop even more once that show drops, if it's any good. And people tend to go, well, collectors such as myself and others go after the second appearance, the variant issues or whatever. So second appearance is still very affordable right now, so why the heck not? And seeing that I'm kind of talking about HBO Max and I have a Justice League comic in front of me, my 2 cents on the Snyder Cut. Loved it, man. Loved it. I just thought it was a masterpiece. Definitely in my top 5 favorite superhero movies of all time. And DC, it's kind of like rooting for a sports franchise that is always lost and been embarrassed and everyone talks shit about it and they finally score that big win. And that's, in my opinion, what the what the Snyder Cut was. Was it perfect? No. I won't get into the negatives, but there was way too much positive. So, really loved it. Unfortunately, Warner Brothers doesn't seem to be behind it. And, I can't understand why. They seem to think that they know what the fan base wants more than the actual fan base. I'm sorry. Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman 1984 were not my cup of tea. So if you want to come out with a Blue Beetle movie or a Zatanna movie or a Michael B. Jordan as Superman movie in a parallel universe, that's cool. But if you're going to do the whole multiverse, there's room for the Snyderverse too. I didn't hate Joss Whedon's version, but I just thought it was like an Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 level movie, and it needed to knock it out of the park, and it just didn't. And it just pales in comparison now after the Snyder Cut. So please restore the Snyderverse. So moving on. She-Hulk number 23. Shout out to Vin Crew for showing this off in one of his hauls. This book goes for a little something. I want to say like between 15, 20, 25 bucks online. So, nice. Seeing I picked up the first appearance of Thunderstrike a couple of hauls ago, I figured why not pick up the first appearance of Eric Masterson, who goes on to become Thunderstrike. I remember this being a spec book when I first started watching YouTube comic book haul videos probably about 8 years ago. I could never remember why. So I guess that was it. The Invincible Iron Man Annual, number 5, which features Killmonger being brought back to life and impersonating the Black Panther for a bit. I believe it's by the Mandarin. I saw this being speculated on a Lords of the Long Box video, so I'm like, hey, for $5, why not? I'll play that game. Glad to have this back in the collection. Avengers number 213, the infamous issue where Hank Pym goes the whole domestic violence abuse route towards Janet the Wasp. And this book was a shocker when I picked this one off the spinner rack when I was 10 years old back in the day. Let's see, what else do we have? I went on a little Kirby kick for a bit, Bronze Age kick. So Orion of the New Gods, New Gods number 3, which features the first appearance of Black Racer. Fine minus condition for $5, why not? Same thing with this. New Gods number 11. I never see New Gods from Volume 1 in my area anymore, so whenever they do pop up, I tend to snatch them up. And I also picked up Sandman number 1. Not the Sandman number 1 that everyone's hunting down right now. I already have a couple of those. But I haven't had... This is another issue I used to own as a kid, and this was the only issue that I didn't have from Jack Kirby's expansion of the Fourth Wall, I guess. I don't think this is a Fourth Wall property, but this was one of Jack Kirby's creations when he went over to DC Comics. So I have all of his other premiere issues. This was the one that I was missing. Glad to get it back in the collection. Very fine plus to near mint minus condition for only like $10. Here's an upgrade, Captain America number 193, when Kirby returned back to Captain America, and the first part of the Man Bomb. Nice upgrade. Like it. Like many of you, I am also really looking forward to Mortal Kombat this upcoming Friday. So, never saw this out in the wild. Didn't even really know it existed, actually, but I picked it up. It's Mortal Kombat. The the Goro Prince of Pain silver foil, I guess, variant or whatever. It does have a little indentation up there that I didn't notice, but still pretty nice. Of course, it wouldn't be a Caveman haul without a little Star Wars action. So, Star Wars number 100. I've been, over the course of the year, I've been buying doubles of Star Wars keys from the original Star Wars series and upgrading my copies. And this is a definite upgrade. Nice newsstand copy. Beautiful. Star Wars Princess Leia number 1, just a dope Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Alex Ross cover. I am on a mission to try to get all of these Alex Ross variants. Not necessarily all of the black and white variants. I tend to like his color variants better, even though they go for less money. But as a Star Wars collector, as an Alex Ross fan, as a Star Wars fan, love to have them. And there seems to be a little, just a tinge of a Star Wars lull right now. It's still hot, don't get me wrong, but not quite as hot as it was before. But I have a feeling that's going to end very soon, come May 5th, when the Bad Batch drops. We also get Battle of the Bounty Hunters, that Alpha one-shot illustrated by Steve McNiven. Yeah, as Star Wars geeks, we have a lot to look forward to. So, and of course, the Book of Boba in December, which I just expect things to go completely crazy again. Anyhow, another Darth Vader number 1, Alex Ross variant. Love this cover. Beautiful. Speaking of variants, another one I had to pick up. Batman Adventures Continue number 3. Love, love, love this Batgirl cover. Awesome stuff. And we'll top this off with a little old school. So, Silver Surfer number 8. Fine minus condition, but I've been trying to snatch up as many of these Silver Surfers from Volume 1 as I can. And I've pretty much written off numbers, number 3 and number 4, the first appearance of Mephisto and the Thor Throwdown. I'd love to have them, but a little bit out of my price range for right now, for what I want to spend on comics anyway. But I did pick up this Bad Larry. Silver Surfer. Oh, let me back it up a little. Ooh, there we go. Silver Surfer number 14. The first meeting of the Silver Surfer and the Amazing Spider-Man, two of my favorite characters. Throwing down when they first meet in the mighty Marvel manner. So can't get much better than this. Fine condition. Does have a couple of spine ticks right there, but this has become a pretty expensive book, and I've always wanted it. So that's all I have for this month. I will see you all next month with another haul. So until next time, thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. Take care. See ya.